criticize him for it. I mean, he falls into trouble.
He's right to say.
Yeah, I mean,
every Punjabi uncle, it's so cool. Punjabi
That's true. Yeah. So my mom is giving him a hard time, and really giving him a hard time. Like he really has to go and sleep in the sitting room, kind of a hard time.
Bottle nikal do na room se. That's the easiest to fix this.
Even without the bottle also he's like this.
Yeah, he's actually very.
But Twitter's like that, right? Once you start, because I mean, I don't matter even if you're Rishi Kapoor. I'm guessing retweets are addictive. Retweets.
It's
I
crazy.
think, have you been pitched any web series type thingies? Because we're writing one for Amazon Prime. Just gonna slide that
So
in.
it's a nice endorsement.
No, I've already asked him. We won't do anything on the web right now.
Damn it.
I think 2-3 और flop show चाहिए. वो मतलब कुछ major चाहिए.
2-3 और बेशरम.
बस नहीं दत्त गई तो मैं आ रहा हूँ.
दर्द गई तो मैं आ रहा हूँ.
दत्त गई तो मैं आ रहा हूँ.
बेशरम to Calcutta Velvet.
बेशरम कितनी बुरी फिल्म है, मैंने नाम भी नहीं सुना आज तक.
Do you know how much money you have?
No.
You don't know how much.
I have enough. I know I have enough for even if I have Kolkata Velvet or Besharam too, I'm fine.
You're okay.
I'm okay.
But you don't look at your money.
I don't. I'm not too fond of material things. Like earlier on, to buy a sports car and all was great, but right now I don't care. I don't want a sports car. I don't want a plane. As long as I get to
you
do.
have a football team, Ranbir.
Yeah.
Like your own football team.
Do you call them in like
Kiddo.
I want to point out, okay, two things here. Shah Rukh not invited us to play FIFA. Ranbir never invited to football. I'm sensing a pattern, guys. I'm sensing a pattern.
But you guys never mentioned that I was there that day when you spoke about this FIFA thing, which.
Yeah, you were there.
We were drinking in his house till 7 in the morning when we clicked that picture with Terminator.
Yes, we did. With the Terminator. We did.
And it was so much fun because those 3 nights we just sat and we heard his stories. And
I have to say, Ranbir becomes very subservient to that.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was like that was the first time I saw that dynamic of senior star and junior star. Because you see Ranbir right now, like, oh guys, let's talk about masturbation. This that. When Shah Rukh is thinking, Ranbir little like, sir, drink.
no, his drinking is good.
That's great. That's really good.
And he's messaging us after the Shah Rukh podcast. Oh, you guys were so nice to Shah Rukh. Have you seen yourself around Shah Rukh? It's like you forget you have a Kapoor surname.
I'll put a question back to work. So if you don't want to act in web series, you want to produce with the money you have for Amazon.
It's just not my cup of tea, man. Seriously, tell me, what is the reach of web series? Is it a platform which has been accepted in this country?
I'll give you an example. Okay, this is the math that I do. Like the average ticket price of a movie, $200. The average sketch does 5 to 6 million comfortably. Okay, and if it's a good series, it can go up to 7-8 million.
Yeah.
So a good show
Yeah.
can be as big as a 200 crore film.
Yeah, but that usually doesn't happen. That's like saying that we have 1 billion people, so when like 3% go, you make so much of money. I don't think. Is there engagement like to
In
like
fact, the
watch?
engagement is
I
spectacular,
actually
right?
can
Because
measure it more.
unlike film or whatever, it's such an interactive
But then,
platform.
okay. So this whole internet thing has boomed in the last say 3-4 years. But there is no big web series in our country right now, right?
That
Which
is,
is going.
you're unaware of it.
So it is. It's there. It's in the same way that like a Bollywood has its own audience. This also has its
Hindi
own
film
audience.
industry.
But yeah, the Hindi film industry has its own audience. The Indian Hindi English web industry also has its own audience.
See, I'll always be a.
We're catching them young.
I'll always be the hater of it because it's going to take away people from my theater. Stuff like this. It's because you're giving them entertainment at home, so that just doesn't give them something to go out and watch a movie.
But I wonder how
Movie watching experience is different.
Movie
It is
I
different.
It is, but then
But like
when you make films like say a Tamasha or say it's not an event film, right? It's not the big summer movie. It's not that.
But then couldn't you
can see
argue that
film
it's this stuff that also helps a movie like Tamasha or the non-event films by now these online platforms often give these films a second and a third and a fourth life.
Maybe, yeah.
They do that, right?
Yeah.
Which is not happening earlier.
I wonder what
Yeah, if Tamasha was on Netflix, I would probably watch it. मैं उठ के थिएटर तो नहीं जाता कभी भी देखने के लिए तमाशा, लेकिन अगर Netflix पे होगी तो मैं देखूंगा यार रणबीर कपूर की है, maybe I'll watch it, maybe मैं खाना खाते हुए देख लूँ. So yeah, Rohan has a good point.
data is on. Like, but someone like say House of Cards, I'm sure it helps Kevin Spacey's movies and
Yeah.
vice versa, something like that.
Well, not his career anymore.
But maybe in a more developed.
But listen,
market
if you
like
guys are
that.
making a web series, it better be kick-ass, man. Because you guys have the responsibility. People
pressure,
follow you.
no pressure.
No, there is pressure, man. This is like.
He's like, no pressure,
Rani
no
and
pressure.
Amir Khan coming together.
Speaking of pressure, you are making a fantasy film. Don't fuck it up. I'm just saying, okay? We don't get a lot of opportunities to make fantasy films in this country.
Yeah.
And the formula is all there. It's you, it's Ayan, it's Alej.
Let's do more. Ron, what was the Sanjina Bansari thing that you were mentioning?
No, so that was the thing. You work with him a fair amount, and he can be. I mean, difficult is the word.